Clever Hub users, it's Stephanie, and today we are going to talk about how to send your email now that you've made your email newsletter. Before we do that, I want to quickly show you that you can send out personal emails through the system as well to be tracked, to see who's opened, clicked through a link, how many times they've read it, etc., etc. So in order to do a personal email, go to Contacts, find the contact that you want to email, and send a personal email. So you can send that through here. Once you send it, you'll be able to see how that person has engaged with your message. This is really great for salespeople who have identified potential leads that they want to reach out to, and keeping track of every connection that they've made with them within the system. Again, once I showed you the CRM card, you can see that all of the ways that a customer has been touched, and make decisions accordingly. Now, because this is a CRM system and an email service provider, the line kind of gets blurred with emailing. If somebody hasn't double opted into your list, you cannot mass email them. So just because you get somebody's email address and you put them in as a contact within the CRM doesn't mean that they're eligible to be mass emailed. If somebody complains enough, you will have to show their double opt-in card. And if you don't have it, you could pay some fines. And plus, it's just not cool. So don't do it. So anyway, that's how you do personal emails. All right, we'll dig into the newsletter portion now, which is probably why you got Clever Hub in the first place. All right, so we're going to go up to Communicate, and we're going to go to Email. And we are going to load, you can do it through Open or Template, either one, our email newsletter template that we created. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. Just kidding. Okay, so let's say that we, clean this up and we added in new information. We put in here that, we're going to have an event. Please come to our event. And that we've got, other things going on. Super cool. We're ready. So once you load that, you get it the way you want, then you're going to want to save it. So let's add it in a subject line. Let's say we interviewed Barbara Horgren. All right, and I'm going to put in here the date and a little bit about what's in the newsletter. You don't have to do this, but this is how I set up all of my newsletters so that I can quickly go through them. I've been using this system for 5 or 6 years now, and you can about imagine how many newsletters we have saved in the system. So making them very clear, putting a date in there, and always creating a description that is consistent will be so helpful to you down the line if you ever need to find something. Okay, so I'm going to save that. All right, now never, ever, 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 ever blast out an email to your list without testing it first. It always looks great here in the editor, no big deal, and then you send it to yourself and you see the typo. In the early days of Chic CEO, Jody and I would never send out an email newsletter without the two of us going through it with a fine-tooth comb, and inevitably every single time one or the both of us found a typo that the other didn't see. So it is really important that you send a test message to yourself and to others on your team to have everybody take a peek, make sure there's no typos, and that everything looks good. So you do that by adding in your email address here, comma, and anybody, else that you want to add. And if you want to, hey team, please read this test and let me know if it's approved. Or you can just leave it blank, doesn't matter. Send your test email. Once you get your test email, everything looks fine. You've gone through with the fine-tooth comb, then you can come back through here and actually send it. So we're going to go to number 3 here. Now you can see all the people that are here. There's one person. It's me. That's okay. I'm going to set the time that I wanted to set. Now, you can send out an email immediately if you like. I highly, highly recommend that you never, ever, ever, ever do that. Having used this system and been in email marketing for over 5 years, every single time I do that without setting it in advance, I do something wrong, I click something wrong, and I just kick myself later. So never do that. Always set it in advance. So right now it's actually 4:22, and I'm going to set this to go at 4:30. So even though I think it's great and I'm ready to send it now, I'm going to send it just a bit in the future. Okay? No big deal. If I want to edit the filters and maybe pull some people out or add some people in, I'm going to use filter options. You can go through here. Because I only have one contact, it really doesn't show you all of the different things, but you can do just this group, you can do every single group, or you can do multiple groups. So say I just wanted to do New Year's resolution survey and networking groups. Now I have 2 people in here. Again, as I've said in every single one of these videos, make sure that you're in the right group before you send out your email. Otherwise, you'll be sending to the wrong group. So make sure that you are in the group that you want to email from. Then you can do a filter search. You can do any of the following: email contains, or first name. Maybe you want to email everybody with the first name Sarah. I don't know. Or everybody within the zip code 92101, something like that. And this will pull up and show you all of the contacts that you have within those parameters. One thing that I do, or you can do, you can also do geolocation. So if you're doing an event, you can also say 7212. Do filter selection, only U.S. cities 100 miles of 72712. So who did that pull up? Nobody. Okay, so you can do geolocation. You can also do delivery filter. So you can say, I always say filtered selection. You can subtract people who were sent the last broadcast. And then it will filter out everybody who was sent the last email or this email that you put in. You can put in were sent but did not read and resend them the email if you like. But these are all the delivery options you can do. Random split. You can have maybe 50% of these people pulled out and sent this message. And then what you would do is after that message is sent, then you would go into the delivery filter and you would subtract people who were sent that last message, and you're left with the last 50%, and then you email them the second message, or if, say, you're testing messages. So that's kind of how filters work. Once you've set everything that you want to set, now it's 4:26 my time. This is set for 4:30. I'm going to click send message. Oh, whoops, my filter's totally filtered out all the 0 contacts. Okay, hold on. None of the following. There we go. So I'm going to send the message now. So it's queuing up the message and the list. And it says it's going to be sent 2 hours from now. The system actually thinks that I'm back in San Diego, which I'm not. I'm in the Midwest. That's okay. I'll change that when we're done. All right. So now it's sent. Or it's in the queue, excuse me. So now we're going to go to track email. Because I sent it in the future, I'm going to see here it is. I queued it up at 4:30. Or excuse me, it's scheduled for 4:30. I queued it up at 2:27. It's going to 2 people. I'm going to look at it. It's exactly what I wanted. All right. So everything looks good. And now I know that everything's fine. Sometimes you can click the button a couple times and it'll pop up in here twice if you accidentally do that, which I have done, and then my entire list gets the same email twice. You never want that to happen. So even if you set it 5 minutes ahead of schedule and you pop over here to queued messages and just check it out and make sure it's okay, you have a chance to cancel it. So it's a little bit of insurance for you. Once that broadcast goes out, it is deployed, then you can actually look at the statistics on it. So I'm going to show you, I already sent one earlier. I just had an RSVP link and a click to take our survey. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to check out what happened. So I had a 100% read rate, got 100% takers on the survey, which is great. My recipient, who was me, read it twice. I can see what they clicked on, or excuse me, where they read, and let's see, read times in browsers. If I want to see if they're on Safari, and I'm on my desktop, where you can see which percentage of your group is looking at it on mobile or what browser they're using, those kinds of things. So you can click through here and get all the data that you're looking for to see what your open rates are, what your read rates are, what your click-through rates are, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, it's pretty in-depth. It's pretty cool. So if you have any questions on that, please let me know. And as always, if you haven't signed up for CleverHub yet, please do so, and you can have your trial account, and then you can follow along with these tutorials.